What's up YouTube, and welcome back to SWPL Gaming. In today's video, we've got Anbernic's latest device, the RG Cube. And it's cube for a reason. It's got curves, it's got LEDs, and it's got a super square display. So I think the ongoing theme with Anbernic right now is ergonomics. The 556 had great ergonomics, the 405V even had good ergonomics, not to mention the ARC-D as well. All of these devices fit great and comfortable in the hand, and it seems like the RG Cube right now, a nice short name, is going to follow suit. So I'm looking forward to exploring all these quirks and features. There's a lot of things to like about it, but is there anything to not like about it? Let's find out. So this was a review unit sent in to me from Anbernic, so guys, thanks for that. And it also came with this trusted case as well. So there are options with regards to keeping it safe. Let's get into these specs. So we've got quite the color waves here. We've got beige white, which is the one that I've got. We've got radiant purple, we've got gray, and we've got black. The screen is a 3.95 inch IPS display and the resolution 720 by 720. So that's that perfect square we got right there. The CPU, this is the same CPU that's shared with the 556 as well. We've got the Unisoc T820 processor, and that's got 8 cores. The GPU is a quad-core Mali G57, 850 MHz. The RAM is 8 gig LPDDR4. Storage, 128 gig on board. The system, I love these devices. I love Android devices. And this one's running Android 13, and you do have access to the Play Store as well. So that's always great. We've got Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on there. It does support Android games. It's got multiple languages. Speakers are high fidelity dual core speakers. There is capacity for an SD card slot as well, which you will see, and it goes up to 2 gigabytes, 2 gig SD card. That's gonna have all the games you want on there. Not to forget the battery size as well. The capacity is 5200 mAh, so it's a little smaller than the 556, but that should still give you about 7 hours of gameplay, obviously depending on what systems you're running. And last but not least, we've got the all-loving RGB lights that go around the analog sticks as well. So that's very, very cool. And those are customizable. So let's take a tour around the RG Cube, a nice, easy to say name. So keep those simple names coming, Anbernic, please. It feels really comfortable in the hand. I think the ongoing theme for Anbernic right now is ergonomics, and they've been doing a great job of that over their previous devices lately. I don't mind this. I think it's chunky, yet compact, should I say? Is that fair to say? And it's probably, dare I say, pocketable. On the front, you've got your HAL analog sticks right here, and these are the Nintendo Switch style ones. On the edges, there's a little bit of a texture to them as well, so that just makes it easy for them to maneuver around a bit. In terms of access around, it seems to be a decent amount of travel, so I don't see that being particularly an issue really. I mean, some people do prefer to have the analogs down here where the D-pad is above, but personally, I don't mind that, and I just think it's fine where it is. The D-pad is much like the old Mega Drive controller D-pad here, which is fine, and even more so, it looks a lot like the ARC-D control pad, except on the ARC-D it's just a little bit bigger, as you can see there. So you've got your A, your B, your X, and your Y. And these are set with your conductive rubber contacts on there, so they're nice and easy, decent amount of travel, and they don't feel bad at all. You've got your home and your back button here. You've got your Anbernic button here, which you can switch between what you currently want to use or the Anbernic firmware and that, or front end, and that works just fine. I mean, personally, I just like to just throw Dai-G Show on there, and it just makes it easy to use because that's what I'm used to using. You do have your start and your select button, and you've also got your 1x1 complete square display right here. Seeing it like this now, it's actually not too bad, and I can see that things like your Game Boy games and some of your older consoles are going to look just great on here. At the bottom, you've got your output speakers down firing. On the side, you've got your recessed power button and your volume rocker. On this side here, it's bare, and at the top, you've got your triggers and your analog triggers. Some people don't like the click. I mean, I guess it could get annoying for some people, and I guess that's just a personal preference. Me, I don't really mind it. And most of the time when I'm using devices like this on an Android system, I use my Bluetooth headphones as well. So, but these are nice as well. They've got some texture along the top. You've got your USB Type-C out and charging. You've got your TF card slot input right there. You've got your headphone jack, and you've got your heat dissipation outlet right there as well. And on the back, you've got the traditional Anbernic information on here. This has some texture, so these grips do feel comfortable in the hand, and it is noticeable. You'd think because it's plastic that you wouldn't feel it very much, but you actually do. So those are pretty cool. And this is the intake fan as well, so it goes in this way, comes out the top. And I like what they've done here. In fact, I liked it when they did it with the RG405 as well. It's a nice touch. I like little things like that. The first thing you do notice, and I notice it more so, or if you're an owner of one of these Neo Pocket Air Retro Edition devices, you can see that they got a lot of similarities to them. I mean, the analog sticks are in the same place. The only difference is really the D-pads on here, and then obviously on the Neo device, you've got your Neo button, and on the opposite side with the Anbernic, you've got it there. So you can see that there may have been some inspiration. Maybe there was. I can't verify that, but it does seem that way. I mean, even when you look at it from the top going down, you can see how ergonomic it is. The stacked buttons. By the way, Anbernic, great choice with stacking the buttons on top of each other like that. We like that. You can just see right here, there's a lot of similarities between these two. So I'm just gonna power this thing up. I did go on ahead and start it up beforehand, so I have turned it on already before. It's just that there is a little bit of setting up, nothing too major, but it does take a bit of time, and I just couldn't be asked to show that, so you can see a quick clip of it right here. Loading time in terms of powering it up isn't too shabby. And there you go, you've got the LEDs that pop straight away. In fact, let's darken the room just a tad, shall we? So that's what it looks like with the LEDs. I've just put it in a slightly dimmer area right here so you can see how they pop and they don't look too shabby. So while we're on the display, there is somewhat of an issue on there. And for those of you that don't know, I'll show you what I mean. You can see that there's some light bleed around the edges over here. It's even more noticeable when the whole display is a lot darker, or for example, when I'm in the navigation settings here, you can see around the edges here that there's some light bleed. I do think that if you're spending this level of money on a device, that shouldn't be happening. So I do hope that Anbernic do find a fix for it. I mean, there is a silver lining somewhat, which is when you're playing games, especially games that take up the entire display, removing the borders, you don't see that nowhere near as much. You can also customize how these LEDs look with the drop down navigation menu right here. If we go to, let's scroll on ahead, or scroll this way, and then you've got ambient light, and there you have your options here. So you can have it light, which is light. You can have it breathing, light and dim gradually. You got the rainbow one here, always fun. Marquee is what it's been on. Chasing, I'm assuming these work during actual gameplay. So, but we like the breathe, so we'll keep it on there, and that would just cycle through the colors that are on there. While we're in the options, you've got your auto mode, you've got your fan, you can control how you want that to look. You can control your button mode as well, which is also very cool and more in depth. I don't remember it being quite as in depth as it is here. So that's always good. Let's go back. Airplane mode, do not disturb. You can screencast. I've not tested that yet, but I'll be one to test out. Very good. You've got your screen record on there. And if you go back to the first one, you've got all your traditional stuff. You can switch it to your Anbernic mode if you want to as well. And you've got your key mapping option along with Bluetooth, and you've got your night light. Brightness, at the moment, it's on full brightness and it looks good. Let's take it down. If you let me. There we go. It goes real dim, real bright. Real dim, real bright. But I'll keep it here for the sake of the camera right now. So I guess we'll just jump into some gameplay. So just kicking it off with some N64 gameplay. Let's jump into it. It looks good, feels great. Yo, I love this game, man. Jumping into some Mega Man on the Game Boy right now. Let's go, let's go. Oi, this game, you know, it's already starting on me. I just got into it. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hey, give me. So this is Sonic Colors on the Nintendo Wii. The game looks good, it feels great. I need to probably redo the settings on the display as well, but wait, that way. But it is what it is for now. Guys, if you want to see more emulation testing on this, let me know what games you want to see or what systems you want to do, and then I'll try and get that done for you. But this is looking good at the moment. So Outrun on the PSP. I mean, to be honest with you, PSP can run really well. Just got to mess around with these displays a little bit because it does look a little bit elongated from bottom to top. But as you can see, that it's running pretty beautifully. Okay, let's jump into some Kirby Superstar on the SNES. Let's go. So yeah, the RG Cube. Much like the 556, this device is capable of playing a lot of games and a lot of systems. We're going to have a lot of fun with that, and I'm looking forward to doing emulation testing with this device further. I am warming up to the whole 1:1 display ratio thing. I've never had a device like that before, so that is all new to me, but I am impressed with what I'm seeing so far. The only downside that I see for this device is the whole light bleed thing. I do hope that Anbernic find a way to sort that out. Besides that, I don't have a great deal to complain about. It's a decent device, it's comfortable, it feels great in the hand, and to some extent it's even pocketable. So guys, let me know your thoughts on this device. Link will be in the description below. Don't forget to leave your questions, comments and concerns. I want to know your opinions and it's important. I hope you liked the video. Take care, stay safe, and peace.